Okay. All right. There you have it. Okay, so here's our big old piece of wood, and it's kindly out of balance. So I think I'm just going to take this power plane and knock some of these corners off, especially on the heavy side. We got to get her, maybe get her a little bit more balanced. I think this is the biggest culprit right here, and we'll see if we can make it go a little better. All right, and I know this is ugly. All right, so here's the plan. I'm going to just start pulling this down. This is all going to go away. I'm not going to try to do no live edge on it because there's not enough live edge to worry about. There's a lot of figure in this piece of wood, and that's what I'm after. I want to get at this figure right here and this figure right here. I'll probably cut a little taper in it. Something I might do right now before we even get started, I might dump a bunch of CA glue, a bunch of thin CA right down these cracks. Right here. I don't know if you can see them. Maybe you can see them. Anyway, I'm gonna get these, let it run down deep into them and kind of stabilize that to any extent that it will. And then we'll see how these cracks come along when we get onto the inside of it. So I'm just gonna just let it guzzle down in there. Thin because it'll run down far into the grain. And I'm not worried about it staining the outside of it here because it's going to go away. A lot of this outside stuff is just going to go away. This one. And we're going to push the speed up here a little bit. And we got about 350 RPMs there. Let's go see if we can get this to smooth out a little bit, and then we'll This is a good project to be wearing a face shield on. Yeah, baby. And the rip and tear machine is ripping and tearing. Okay. Yeah. That's got a long way to go away, doesn't it? All right, well, let's get after it. A little more speed into it here. They're worth about 500. Okay, let's take a look at it. This is going to be interesting. What are we going to do with that? Big old inclusion, it's bark. Maybe what I'll do, I don't know if I can stabilize that or not. I guess we'll find out when we get to the inside, but I kind of like that look and it'd be kind of fun to mimic it, or if not, replace it. Okay, we're turning 455 and we're going to run it up to 500 again. Hurry up. Oh, still got a flat spot there. 530. I think we got it there. Move this down here a little bit now. That's going to be jumping out of there for sure. Okay, so from here down, we got to taper it in. I'm going to move my tool rest over here a little bit. We're going to work on getting this out of here, and this. But you can see we got to remove a lot of material. Still, 530. Let's see what we got. We're getting there. Well, I think it's time to flatten out the bottom of this thing a little bit. How do you feel about that? So in this, I'm going to try to cut. I'm going to try to flatten this off pretty much, and then I want to cut this line out of here, which should take this out. Once this is gone, then I'll come back up here and figure this out. And then we're going to start looking at the grain and what kind of fun we're going to have with it. There's some pretty cool stuff in here. Sure, I'm glad I put that CA glue in there. I can't even see where it was. Oh well. Little bug holes here. Some spaltage. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Let's get after it. If I move my tool rest closer, I'll be able to do some good. And remember, I'm going to work that. You can kind of see the shadow of this groove right here. You can hear it hitting the stick there. And then you got this one up here. Those are the ones we're going to try to work out here. So this one here, I have to cut it out of the bowl, out of the bottom. And this one here, I taper the sides down to get it out. We can get on by. Let's see if we got there yet. Almost. Got a little bit more to go. That's going to be nice looking. This is probably going to be a big popcorn bowl, huh? All right, here we go. I think it's going to have a pedestal. What do you think? Shall we make a pedestal? Shall we keep this as a pedestal? I like the pedestal thing. I'm going to do that. This is going to have a pedestal. That wasn't in my mind originally, but we're going to make that work. And I just have to cut out another 1/4 inch of that. What is that? Push cut. Full cut. Let's see what we got. So I'm pretty happy with this shape here now. I don't know what we're going to do with this yet, but I think I've said that about 15 times. But I think I have an idea. Now, we've still got to get rid of this. I'm going to move you over here a little closer. Let's get friendly. So I need to get rid of this. And if I look at this shape right here, the shape bowl comes down and there's a hard chine right here. So if I go from here and cut that chine out down to there, that's going to get rid of that, and it's also going to create a nice line for the bowl, I think. What do you think? Am I right or am I wrong? Leave a comment. Like and subscribe. All that good stuff. So here we go. Oh man, that's got that chatoyance. I learned that word here in a couple videos back. I knew there was a word for that. I don't know if you can see it or not. The chatoyance that happens there. Yeah, right there. Right there. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But there's some nice chatoyance happening in this bowl. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, we're going to cut this chine out of here and blend this from like here down to here. And see, and then we'll start smoothing it out. Turning at 535. So I'm coming from here. We're going to do a push cut. Nice and slow. Okay, so now I'm defining my shape by looking over here. I'm not looking where my tool is, I'm looking over here. Still got a little bit of that in there. Yep, so we're going to do another push cut from about here. All right. Just almost there, aren't we? So you probably need to come down a little bit more. And then we got to talk about something else here. If I look at my shape, this is looking pretty good. But if I look at my shape, here's my nice bowl, and this is almost extended to the point where it doesn't want to extend anymore. I don't know if you understand, if that makes sense to you. But I have this space right here that if I leave it straight, it doesn't have anything to do with the rest of this bowl. It's sort of like just add some on top. And it's kind of shape-wise. I mean, the wood's going to be beautiful, but shape-wise, it's really not doing nothing for me. Is it for you? If you just look at the shape, and you see this coming up, it's got a nice eye-pleasing line all the way up to here, and then it just goes straight. So we can't make this go out. You know, you can't flare it out because you don't have it there. Or so the next thing to do, we got to figure out exactly what kind of we want to do something. We want to make like a bonding shape that ties this to the top and makes it look like it's meant to be that way, instead of just like, oh, now I'm done. You're not done. It's not right. So what I think I'm going to do is make a cove an OG type of cove in here, and I may put a bead up here on top. I'll cut it in and then maybe bring it out in a bead. We'll see. We'll see what it turns into. But my goal here is to not just bring this up and have it be a bowl. That's fine. It's a bowl and it works. But I want to bring some art into it. So I'm going to bring it up here, and I'm probably going to make a chine, and then I'm going to go OG into it and swoop out a little bead out here on the outside about this position. So we'll see how that turns out. I think the first thing I'm going to do is flatten out the top so that I know where I'm working to, and then I'm going to cut that OG and bring it back out to a flare. Oops. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and chine this up about right here. This is where my chine's gonna be, and then I'm gonna push it in, and then I'm gonna come back out. And that's gonna be our feature. Oh. So right about here, I think. Oops. Okay, be that way. Oh. Might have to go sharpen something. Oh, come on. Okay, no, it's not going to. There, what do you think of that? Let me give you a look at the profile there. I don't know what you can see. So here's what the profile is. And I think that's where we're gonna play it that way. And then I'm gonna leave the foot on it. I got the chine in it. I like the curve. I'm gonna roll the bead back a little more. I'm gonna round this little piece off here some more so that it's a pretty good radius. If I take it a little smaller than this, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I like it. It's pretty. Okay, let's keep going. All right, that's what it's gonna look like. I need to do some work here. Got some tear out. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's some tear out right here. Let me see if I can work that out of there. It's my little homemade, custom, adapted, adjusted. Don't even know why it cuts the way it does, but it cuts real nice. So I'm gonna just rotate this guy over here a little bit, and I'm gonna work on this foot. Still turning at 685. Let's see what we got done now. See if we got through any of that. We still got a ways to go. I'll fiddle with it a little more. But I don't. So what I'm going to have is a whole lot of shavings. This is kind of my favorite part of turning anyway. I like making shavings. So, this is a pull cut, right? That's a pull cut coming this way. This is a push cut coming this way. That's what I imagine. Is this a push cut also? That's a lot of torque, isn't it? Oh, look, my thing is coming loose. Somebody needs some fire starter. I'm starting to cantilever in there now. It's starting to get a little bouncy. Plus, I got this thing starting to get in the way. We're just going to fiddle with it. That's fun. That's just fun. Just fun. That was fun. That was just flat out fun. You gotta admit. Now we're down to the extent of our cantilever on this tool. this outside here a bit. I don't want to I want to chase this shape and wrap it back under. I want that. I want to follow that OG right there. Well, that's a really stable piece of wood. I am impressed with how solid that piece of wood is. So I say that, and then one of these cracks will let go when we come around the corner. That says 13. That says 19. Maybe I better leave her pretty thick for a day or so. See what these cracks are going to do. Might be able to just break that off there, but I don't really want to do that. Break. Let's just do it this way. Okay, this is more of a hollowing tool, but I'm using it anyway because this gets too long to use the full thing, and this way I can cover this whole area. So we're just going to work this out. I think one of the things I like about using high-speed steel versus carbide is you can be a lot more aggressive and remove a lot more material faster. At least I think that's the way it works. I don't know. If you're one of the professional turners, you tell me. Okay, so this might not be the appropriate tool to use for this particular application, but it sure is nice for learning the tool, you know? I'm seeing how it works when I can actually see the tip. Now, if I'm in a hollowing situation, I'm inside and I can't even see the tip. I'm going by braille. And I know that there's really cool equipment that you can watch it through the wood. I don't even know how that works, but I'm going to find out this weekend. Let's go see how deep we are. I know we're not deep enough yet, but we better see how deep we are. Might be a good idea. Can you see in there? Let me look. Yeah, you can kind of see in there. Boy, that's some pretty stuff, I'll say that. Let's hit that with the moisture meter and see what we're reading way down there. So I'm about an inch or so away from the bottom. Maybe 2, maybe 1.5 inches. We need more light. Need more heat too. It's about 45 degrees in here. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. It's turning real nice. I really like this tool. I've not been I've been a little reticent to go to carbide, but I'm really enjoying this thing. Now, of course, it's not going to make things super smooth or anything, but it's doing a great job of taking it out on a real even basis. I think I like this tool. Now, also, I don't know if you can see this. Maybe you can. Maybe if I turn it over here and point. This seems to be hanging in here really good, but it has a big hole in it. But what I think I might do is take some turquoise and fill this. We'll see how that goes, what that looks like. But I'm going to leave the bark in. We'll see when I turn this out thinner, when this thins down. But yeah. Anyway, let's put the moisture meter on it real quick and see what we're turning inside there. Yeah, it says 18% right now, which is pretty high for turning, but I think if we're careful, we'll pack this with sawdust so it doesn't dry out too fast. I think it's going to be okay. I think we'll be fine with it. Yeah, so far so good. And if it does work, it's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. It's a Mediterranean-inspired bowl. We're going with that, and you know, Mediterranean's old and warped, so maybe old and warped will look good on this too. I love this bowl though, to be honest. I'm just really pleased with it. So I can go down about another inch, 1.5 inches. Welcome back. So my moisture content in this is just a little high. I'm going to turn this thick and maybe give it a couple of days full of sawdust and see how it stabilizes. Which is not an uncommon thing for me to do. I've had good luck doing that in the past. Okay, so there we are. That's it for now. Now we are, oh, that's actually, yeah, that's nice and thick still. And I'm going to go ahead and fill it. I'm going to pull it off the, lathe, and I'm going to fill it full of sawdust. And we'll see how it turns out in a day or two. Probably I'll probably get back on this on, let's see, it's Friday now, so I'll get back on it Sunday, and we'll see what it turns into. I think it's going to be cool. We're going to dig this out now and see what we got for moisture. It's been here since, oh, what has it been? When were we last out here? Friday. So it was in here over the weekend. It's currently Monday. Let's take it out and have a look. Oh, that's a pretty bowl. That's going to look so cool. I like it. So you can see we turned this pretty thick because I didn't want it to dry too fast. And let's see what the moisture meter tells us. Okay, down under here on the side, 14. That's down from 19. Down here on the bottom, 17. That's going to be okay. I'm not even going to worry about that. I'm going to go ahead and turn this. We're going to put her back on the machine and see what it's going to turn out like. Well, here it is, all mounted up. Let's get busy. Looks like it's still turning pretty true too. So we've lost a couple of water points on that. What does this say? That says I got about an inch there, which is what I wanted. I can't measure the bottom, but I'm going to say it's more than an inch. We're going to go ahead and give it a spin and get it turned up here, and we're going to thin this thing out a bit. Carbide hollowing tool, and we'll see if we can't get this thinned out a bit. All right, let's see where we're at. My camera still working? Good, we're still recording properly. So you know what? This is beautiful bowl. This is gonna make a really beautiful bowl. We have some hard edges right there to fix. So you can hear the hollowness in that. I'm finding the resonance. That means we're getting down to pretty close to finished on that. Let's have a quick look here. That big knot's coming out. I wonder if I should just glue that in. Yeah, we got a ways to go. I think if it comes out, it comes out. Maybe I'll just glue it in. Let that set a minute. All right, here's where we're sitting. This is about 5/8 of an inch thick right here, so we can take a good 1/4 inch off of that. And The bottom can go down another inch. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna work the top part of these walls down to about finished grade with this, or just a little higher than finished grade, maybe a 1/4 inch, and then I'll scrape it out with my negative rake scraper to clean it up, and that'll be ready to sand. This ridge right here is a little too thick, but this right here is right at finish. It's just that just needs to be cleaned up and sanded, but this bump right here needs to get thinned down a little bit. Yep, here we go. We're going to run a few more turns off the side here and try to get this. It's actually pretty uniform right now. And then after that, I'll go through and clean up the sides, and we'll be ready to put some sanding on it. So here we go. First, we'll start with this. Just put it down there. I glued that knot back in it, but I kind of want to keep that. Okay, let's see where we're at now. Probably close to 3/8 right there. About 3/8 right there. Let's see. Let me measure it. Let me measure it to be sure, so I'm not fooling myself. I don't know if you can see me measuring it, but I'm measuring it. And that says 1/2. Just depends on where you put the thing. But I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna use that particular tool on that anymore. I'm gonna switch to a scraper and then a negative rake scraper after that. Down to a sanding level, and then I'll scrape it and then sand it with a negative rake and then sandpaper. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at that. Yeah, baby, that's looking pretty good. Got a little bit of tear out here. We'll take that down with the negative rake scraper. And tear out over here, also negative rake scraper. Okay, I think the inside we're going to call done, and then now we're going to switch to the outside and resurface that. I've got a couple of yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, all y'all know what time it is now, right? It's time to sand this thing. And we go 80 through 320. And if I don't like it, I'll go to 400. This is broadleaf maple. You have to sand it every which way you can think of. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to make it not have a tool mark. So you sand it and you sand it and you sand it, and then you look at it real close, and then you sand it some more, and then you go to the next grit down. This is not a fun part of the job, so I'm not going to bore you with it all. I'll just get you started so you know what it looks like. I'm gonna put some finishing on this. Now you can see it did pick up a warp, but I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. I think it still looks great. We'll blow this off and then we'll put a finish in. Probably should have done that before I took my mask off, huh? Oh well. So for the finish on this one, we're gonna use Doctor's Wood Shop Microcrystal Wax and Bull Finish. Basically, it's mineral oil and beeswax. Rid of that. Aim you down here where you're looking at something. And yeah, I'm not gonna make a pretty quick finish on this, and then we get this video out. I'll put some on the inside. Let me put this on 100 RPM. I think I'm going to turn it off and go the other way with it. Yeah, put the speed up here a little bit. Oh, that looks good. That looks good. So here's how this works. Got the suction cup on there. It goes through the lathe. There's a bearing back here. And this just little nut tightens on right there. So then I place my bowl over the suction cup and line up the center with that little dot that I left in there from the very beginning. And then turn this on. And there it is, all ready to go. So we'll just get this turned off here real quick. And there you have it. All done. I gotta put my name on it, but I think that's maybe I'll just show you that in the next video. Because I gotta get this, I gotta go out and edit this and get it on the YouTube. So that's it for in here. I gotta take this in and show it to the wife and see what she thinks of it. Okay, here it is. This is the Mediterranean inspired big leaf Northwest maple, yeah, crotchy thing. It's got a lot of color, a lot of reflection, a lot of chatoyance. I'm real pleased with it. I like the way it turned out. I think it could use another coat of finish or two, but I ran out of time. I like to get these videos out every Wednesday. I try real hard to get that done. Sometimes I'm a little late. If you like the video, you could go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and every time I put a video out, you'll be notified. It'll let you know. And if you could hit the like button down at the bottom, I'd appreciate that very much. It helps out with the algorithm, the infamous algorithm. And yeah, I think in the next video I'll have a little announcement about a giveaway. Maybe for my 500th subscriber, I'll have a little something to give away, and then once again for the 1,000th subscriber, because that would get me monetized, and that would be good. A little bit extra money to buy some fancy wood and do some other things. Maybe get some more tools. That'd be great. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.